Hey, True Believers, England teen here. So, Future State. It was a thing. And I did get most of the issues, reviewed a whole bunch of them, but not all of them. And I thought, you know what, if I'm going to read these things, I got to do something with it because otherwise it's lost time, right? So I figure, what the hell? Let's rank them. Let's rank every Future State from worst to best. Just talk about them a little bit, and then we're going to wipe that crap right under the carpet the same way it seems like DC did. I know they're doing a couple of things with it, but otherwise it really does seem like one colossal waste of time, doesn't it? Anyway, without further ado, let's get this party started. At number 23, the absolute worst of it was Legion of Superheroes, and I'm a big Legion of Superheroes fan, not so much of the Bendis run, and this book was, I only got the first issue. The first issue was incredibly repetitive. They would go from each one member of the Legion to another Legion member just going, hey, where's Element Lad? Where's Element Lad? Where's Element Lad? And it would be the same thing over and over again. And it's horrible Riley Rossmo art, which if you've followed this channel at all, you know I absolutely detest. There wasn't anything good in the writing to grab me. There was definitely nothing good in the art. And ultimately, it just made me sad. I want my Legion of Superheroes back. You know, just bring them back, guys. Make them good again. Make the Legion good again. That's all I'm asking. Please. At number 22, we have Superman Worlds of War. Now, Superman the Worlds of War here fell victim to two different things. One was its $8.90 or $7.99 price tag, unless you got the card stock, which was $8.99. Way expensive book. And the second thing it fell victim to was it was dull. It's a boring story. It's called Superman Worlds of War? Shouldn't that be a little bit more exciting, don't you think? This is one of those anthology books. The main story was the best, and unfortunately, that story was flat out boring. So what do you say about the rest of the book? Just not worth it. Next up at 21, we've got to talk about Green Lantern. This is a story, like the main story, it's another anthology book, by the way, is absolutely a mess. It drops you into the middle of a battle. It never tells you anybody's motivations. The art is god-awful. I mean, this is really bad on every level. The sad thing is the backup stories were actually pretty decent. But unfortunately, the main story was so horrendous, I just couldn't pick up issue number 2. I couldn't do it. Immediately after introducing us to Superwoman in her solo book, we meet another character, and then it becomes all about this other character. Unfortunately, nothing about Superwoman. We get a little bit of a hint on why she created a colony on the moon, but otherwise, it just absolutely ignores her. So what are we learning here? Why are we even reading this? Why is it Superwoman and not a big chick who turns into a space eel, which is what it really did? Unfortunately, this is another one that I thought was so bad that I never read the second issue of. At number 19, we have Superman Wonder Woman. It's the Jonathan Kent and Flora, whatever her name is. So anyway, a sun from Krypton appears to challenge the sun of Earth, in mythological terms, to a race, and he wants to destroy Superman. It's not very good, guys. Wonder Girl, by the way, Wonder Woman, whatever you want to call her here, does not come off well. I'm just telling you this. She never does, as a matter of fact, in any of her books. And this is just a whole bunch of unlikable characters. They even managed to make Jonathan Kent unlikable in this issue. Here's a comic book I wish I didn't get the second issue of. In all honesty, I thought about it because I didn't care for the first one too much. I just don't think they wrote Lex Luthor right. I think they were trying to write him like what the writer believes Trump is like. It's Mark Russell, and unfortunately, it just comes off as wrong because Lex Luthor is a very intelligent businessman who knows how to manage things, and all they have him doing is being a huckster who can't manage his way out of a paper bag. At number 17, we have the Teen Titans, and this one suffers from, I don't know what it's aboutism. You got your flashbacks, you got your flash forwards, you got your flash sideways. In all honesty, it seems like it's so busy about what happened in the past and what's happening in the future, it doesn't worry about what's happening in the book's present. And it never does have any good segues to these jumps back and forth throughout the story, making it a bit of a confused mess. I don't care what you guys think it's the first appearance of, it just ain't worth it. At number 16, I'm going to put Immortal Wonder Woman. This is also an anthology book, so some stories are good, some stories are bad. The Wonder Girl, or Wonder Woman, whatever you want to call her, story is okay. Newbie is really the strong suit here. In all honesty, I like that story a little bit better, but ultimately, it didn't thrill me. And I just kind of would have, I don't know, I guess that's a stupid thing to say, but I would like a better writer on every book if you can get it. At number 16 is the next Batman, and it has the opposite problem of Immortal Wonder Woman. The backup stories are kind of weak. That being, no, you know what? Okay, Gotham City Girls was really weak. Outsiders was okay. It wasn't great. I've read better Outsiders stories. The best story, though, was about the next Batman, him fighting the cops and everything, and him having to deal with the fact that his family are the cops, and they want to kill him. Seriously, why is the government not getting involved in what's going on in Arkham? It makes no sense. But unfortunately for the price tag, half a book just doesn't make it worth it. At number 14, we have Robin Eternal, which was fine. So Robin gets together with Spoiler and another friend, a hacker friend. She's deaf. I forgot her name. And during a little bit of a break-in, Robin gets killed and then bathed in the Lazarus pit water, so now he can't be killed. That's the basis of the story, and it is absolutely A-OK. Non-offensive book, this one. I've got to be honest, when I first read Superman of Metropolis, which is my number 11 book, I really liked it. I was looking forward to it. Now, I enjoyed The Guardian, and I liked the Mr. Miracle story. They're fine, and they're solid all the way through, but the main story, which had me so excited in the beginning, I thought, okay, we've got a new Superman. It's Jonathan Kent trying to live up to his father. He's making dumb mistakes like shrinking Metropolis. Take me. I'm willing to find out where you want to go. Unfortunately, nowhere. The final battle between Superman, Jonathan Kent, and the Brainiacs just fell apart. It wasn't exciting. It just led to nothing in the end. Okay, so I made my point on Wonder Woman. I wasn't a fan. I'm not a fan of the character. She's very poorly written. This is a beautiful book to look at. I think it has promise, even with the writing, which I didn't think was fantabulous. As far as the Wonder Woman story is concerned, I thought it had potential, and I would like to see where it goes from here. I just didn't like the way they made her. I don't know, it's just too arrogant. She's brand new. Let her earn her arrogance instead of starting her right out with it. Superman, the House of Hell. Hey, house divided cannot stand. And this book kind of proves it. But it is an interesting look at the bloodline of the House of Hell. And at some point in time, we got a lot of siblings together here. An enjoyable story. It's got good, solid art. Unfortunately, it's probably the easiest to pass up and not lose anything out of the rest of Future State. But I think it's worth a look at least. Okay, so usually I'm ranking these books on the last issue more than the first. Some of them, though, I gotta tell you, the first issues are stronger, and I thought the first issue of Justice League was stronger than the second issue of Justice League at, I think this is number 11, right? Yeah, it says so right there. But it's still, I think, manages to make the second part really interesting. That and the fact that Justice League Dark is in this, and it just slams it out of the park. The Flash is, let's see, yeah, I like this one. A lot of people are tired of seeing Wally West as a villain, and in all honesty, so am I. That being said, I like the way they handled the story at the very least, and this does give you an idea at the end of the book of where we stand as far as timeline is concerned, because you can line all of these books up to a certain reading order. Enjoyable, art's good, writing is okay, it's definitely worth it. Catwoman, okay, so they're all the Bat titles are going against the Magistrate, but this one seemed to be the more grounded take on it. Now, of course, they do this big train heist, and that's That's the crux of the story. But it seemed like this was really the people taking it to the magistrate, not just the heroes, and they were being led by Catwoman. So I kind of compared it to the V for Vendetta of the Bat family. Not that it was as good as that classic story, but it was still pretty strong in the Bat titles. I gotta admit, at number 9, we have Suicide Squad, and I didn't have a lot of faith in it, to tell you the truth. Now, we do have a lot of different characters, a lot of different aliens, and some of them are criminals impersonating heroes here, and it turned out to be really cool. Waller is a straight-up villain in this book, and I don't know if I like that or not, but I gotta tell you, at the very least, it was a page-turner. At number 7, I have The Dark Detective, and to tell you the truth, this is the one that I had pegged to be bad. Mariko Tamaki writes Batman, how can she fail upwards? Oh my gosh, and this was a really good story. Now, I do sometimes get them a little bit, I do get them confused. I think this is the one with Arkham Knight as well, which is a great story. Grifter was all right, didn't care for Red Hood. But overall, the star of the show was a Batman, and the Batman was written very well. And this may be my favorite cover in all of Future State. At number 6, we have Nightwing, and I'm going to tell you, man, as far as the whole Magistrate thing, this one really seemed to be going up against the Magistrate. This one really seemed to be a revolution book, and I kind of like that, especially when he and the new Batman are stuck in one house and they're trying to get out because all the Magistrate are coming in and everything. It's done very well written, very well drawn. I wouldn't have minded this to continue into a regular series. At number 5, we have Shazam, and don't call him Billy. There's reasons for that. This is one of those books that a lot of people were mad because, another hero goes evil. He didn't go evil, but there's reasons for what happened, and those reasons are pretty interesting. I like this. I'm a big fan of the character of Shazam, and I just like the way they took this book. It was a very interesting take on it. It was a very interesting thing they did, and once again, I want to see more of it. Aquaman. So this is an interesting plot. They find themselves in a bit of water that allows them to access different dimensions, and they get separated, so they have to find each other again. This is Aquaman and Mira's daughter. This is Aqualad grown up, and this is a really cool story. Lots of action, really good premise, and the drama is actually there. The characters are strong. They took time on this one. There's passion here. One book I never thought would make it to number 3 is Harley Quinn. I love the cover, but I just have no faith in Harley Quinn as a character, and Holy Toledo. They wrote it well. They kind of do it as a sort of a Silence of the Lambs, where they use Harley Quinn to help find other criminals for the magistrate. And Black Mask is the big one that they need to stop. Thoroughly entertaining, thoroughly enjoyable. Took me by freaking surprise, and I am so happy that after 40 years of comic book collecting, I could still be surprised. Coming in at number 2, the runner-up is Batman Superman. This is the story that sets up Future State. As a matter of fact, they even mentioned how the Magistrate is just now taking over Gotham. And we do just get a sense of dread. All the while, they're going after some pretty interesting characters as well. Very well written. I was very happy with this book, and I wouldn't mind this one continuing either. And the number 1 Future State comic book is Swamp Thing. Man, this is written and drawn very well. That aside, the themes that are touched on here, this is about life and death. This is about survival. Not only that, it's about redemption, not of any one person, but of mankind itself. It's about the earth wanting to take care of its inhabitants, be they plant, be they animal, in this case animal being man, and the fact that as far as Earth is concerned, this is the planet for man. And the fact that we also have Swamp Thing constructs that are against this plan, that actually believe that maybe man has had their chance, we should try something else. There's a lot of questions going on here. And yes, they are answered at the end. Some are left open, but for the most part, you get one hell of a really cool and deep storyline. Highly recommend the Swamp Thing, even on its own. So there you go, gang. Those are every Future State ranked from worst to best. What did you think? What do you think I got wrong? What's too high? What's too low? What's just right? Goldilocks, let me know. Also, don't forget to click like, share, subscribe. And make sure you're commenting. Commenting helps the algorithm really. That's one of those things. That and sharing. Of course, if you want to help out the channel in other ways, there's a Ko-Fi link in the description below. Go drop $1 in the till. Helps keep the lights on. Helps keep making videos for you. This is the way I'm trying to make a living, and I do appreciate everybody who's already done that. To everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.